Hey YouTube, it's me, Jim the Giant, and hello to Oz from English Martial Arts. So this is a response to his video, the word HEMA, and first things first, I completely agree with you, Oz, when you say that if somebody's doing a martial art which is from Europe and historical, then they are doing HEMA, whether they like it or not. They may be doing something completely different to the rest of HEMA, they may even hate the rest of the HEMA community, but they're still doing HEMA whether they like it or not. I haven't seen anyone with that attitude, but it really wouldn't surprise me that people like that exist. I've seen the same thing with the word atheist. There's people who'll say, "Well, I don't believe in God, but I'm not an atheist," and they'll say, "Well, I don't agree with the majority of atheists politically, or I believe in this other supernatural nonsense." But at the end of the day, if they don't believe in God, they're still an atheist. There may be better words they can use to describe themselves. They may find they like the word skeptic or the words free thinker better when somebody asks what their position is, but they're still an atheist, and anybody who does historical European martial arts is still doing HEMA whether they like it or not. What I find more important question is the word actually useful? You say you find the word HEMA you find the words HEMA concise in explaining what you actually do, and it's fairly precise. I would, and as you can see from the title, I agree with that at the moment. At the moment, I think it's a fantastic word to describe what we do, but in a more ideal world, I don't think that the word is actually going to be that useful. So I'll get into that a bit later in the video. But yeah, at the moment, I think the word HEMA is fantastic. It's a great way of introducing what you do. If you say, "Oh, I do backsword" or "I do longsword," most people think you just swing a sword around like a dick, whereas if you say HEMA, historical European martial arts, it makes it sound a lot more formal. It makes you sound more learned, like you're doing something legitimate. It's based on old sources, and it's an actual martial art. It's a great way of describing what you do, and it also immediately separates you off from the LARPers and the reenactors and the Battle of the Nation guys and that kind of thing. So it is a very good way of describing what we do at the moment. But that being said, in the future, I don't think the word's going to be as necessary. To explain why that is, let's imagine going back in time for a moment, back to when the first Japanese martial arts were coming to the West. I don't know a huge amount about it, but supposing the first three martial arts to come across were judo, karate, and sumo, three Japanese martial arts. At that time, if a Chinese person wanted to bring kung fu over, I perfectly understand why they might describe what they do as Chinese martial arts. But today, if somebody said, "Oh, I do Chinese martial arts" or "I do Japanese martial arts," I really wouldn't find those terms very useful at all. Some Chinese martial arts are a lot more similar to various Japanese martial arts than they are to the rest of the Chinese martial arts, and vice versa. So, unless you have a particular interest in Chinese culture, somebody saying they do Chinese martial arts, I'd find to be uh, really not a particularly useful term. There's a dozen things which I'd find far more interesting. Where are they predominantly using their hands and feet? Are they predominantly using grappling? Are they using weapons? Is it more defensive or more aggressive? Those sorts of things I'd find far more interesting. What context was this martial art used in? Was it used in battlefields? Was it simply used for tournaments, street defense? What purpose was the martial art actually developed for? Those sort of questions I find to be orders of magnitude more interesting than simply, what region of the world did this martial art come from? Um, and yeah, I don't take any particularly big pride in being English or European. I'm certainly not guilty of it by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, I'm far more interested in what a martial art actually does, as opposed to simply where it came from. So yeah, at the moment, HEMA I think's a pretty good word. But in the future, hopefully the public are going to be better aware of what HEMA actually is, and we can just simply refer to what we do as simply martial arts. I'd like for HEMA to have the same level of legitimacy in the public's eye as, say, something like Kendo, and then we can simply say, I do weapon-based martial arts, or simply martial arts, or whatever. So yeah, that's basically my stance. Great word today. In the future, I would much rather simply call what I did martial arts, and not have to go through this big thing of trying to educate the public about. Well, actually, European soldiers weren't simply these mindless brutes. Their techniques were just as developed as anything from Asia. Blah blah blah. So, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.